What's going on? Everyone Sports back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Gary Trent Jr. And his dad came out and he had a lot of things to say on him. And then he had a lot to say about Toronto and the Raptors and what it meant to be playing for them in his post-game interview when he put up 42 points against the Houston Rockets. There's a lot to unpack here, and it's very good. It must be, a lot of Raptor fans must be happy with the way Gary Trent has panned out. Of course, trading Norman Powell was on an expiring contract. We probably weren't going to bring him back. A lot of people didn't like the trade when it happened, and now we see why. Masai Ujiri made that trade. Trent this year, he's been phenomenal. He started 45 of the 46 games he's played. He's averaging 34 minutes a night, and he's averaging over 18.5 points per game, which is his career best. And, the great thing about him is that he's just 23 years old. He just turned 23 less than a month ago, so he's incredibly young. He's here for 2 more years after this one on his current contract, and you better believe he's going to be here for a long time based off of some of the things he's come out and said. You take a look at Trent's recent games. I mean, he's been just terrific. He went on a streak of scoring 30 points in 6 straight games, which is fantastic. He's just been a really, really nice, and good, strong player for us, especially of late in the last, 10 games or so. He's really taken his game to the next level, so it's really nice to see. But let's get into let's start with what his father said. We'll go in the order of what happened. Of course, Gary Trent Sr., who was in the NBA, played for Portland, got traded to Toronto. So very, very cool, there, because obviously Gary Trent Sr. played for Portland, got traded to Toronto. Now Gary Trent Jr. Played for Portland, got traded to Toronto. There's actually a crazy stat there of when the trade happened for both of them. They played a certain amount of games, something crazy like that. But Gary Trent Sr.'s been in Toronto at the games. They've had a limited capacity lately, and he, of course, family and friends are able to go, and he's been at every game. They show him, on the TV every game, and he looks really happy. And Gary Trent looks really happy to be here as well. So here's what Gary Trent Sr. had to say on the Will Liu show. The Raptor show run with Will Liu. My biggest thing when I'm watching my son play is the joy and happiness he plays with now. My son played with so much pain, and my son was so depressed and so down in Portland that watching him play used to hurt, because I knew my son wasn't feeling himself, wasn't playing his game. And then after Gary Trent Jr.'s 42-point career-high performance with the on-court post-game interview, he had to say this: "They brought me in with open arms. They showed me nothing but unconditional love no matter how I'm playing. I don't want to be anywhere else." That's, of course, about the Raptors. So it's clear that Gary Trent Jr. is in the right spot right now for himself, for the team, for his family. So it's really, really nice to see that he's, panning out here, and that he's playing at the level he's been playing. He has been absolutely terrific this season. He's been playing at a level that we never really expected, at least this fast, when we first made the trade. He's been a really good player. He can create his own shot. He's been a fantastic addition to this team. And, it's really, really encouraging to see a guy of his age play the way he's been playing. And he complements really well alongside Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, Scotty Barnes, and the rest of the squad. So it's definitely very, very good to see Gary Trent Jr. and what he's been able to do here this season with the Raptors. But guys, that's all I got in this video. You guys let me know down below in the comment section your thoughts on Gary Trent Jr., the season he's put together, and your thoughts on his comments, his dad's comments. It sounds like Gary Trent Jr. is going to be a Toronto Raptor for a very long time, even beyond this contract. I'm really excited to see, the future he holds here. Obviously, he's a really good young player, and he's only going to get better from here. But that's all I got in this video. You guys, like I said before, leave a comment down below, and as always, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys new. See you guys on the next video. Let's go Raptors.